On February 16, 2026, a high school hockey game in Pawtucket, Rhode Island became the scene of an absolute tragedy. What was meant to be a night of celebration was just shattered by violence. So let's break down the initial reports of what happened that day.
You know, this was supposed to be a really great night. It was senior night at the Dennis M. Lynch Arena. You've got families, you've got friends, all gathered to cheer on the players from the Blackstone Valley schools and the Coventry Johnston teams. It's one of those hallmark moments for these young athletes and their families.
But that celebration just came to a dead stop. In what felt like a split second, the normal sounds of a hockey game, cheers, skates carving the ice, were replaced by the sound of gunfire and just sheer panic. It turned a community gathering into something truly horrific.
In the immediate aftermath, it was devastating. Police confirmed that 2 people were killed right there at the game, and 3 others were critically injured. It leaves an entire community just reeling, asking that one question: how on earth could something like this happen?
Okay, so first, let's just walk through the basic facts of what happened, based on what law enforcement told everyone right after the incident.
Right away, police were very clear that they believed this was a targeted attack, not some kind of random act of violence. The thinking was that the motive was connected to a family dispute that just tragically boiled over right there during the senior night game that Monday afternoon.
But that's the official side of things. What was it actually like for the people who were there, caught right in the middle of all that chaos? The accounts from eyewitnesses, they paint a really terrifying picture.
At first, nobody really knew what was going on. People heard loud bangs, but, it's a hockey game. That's not totally unusual. They thought maybe it was just players banging their skates against the boards. And then, that chilling moment when everyone realized it was gunfire. As panic just exploded through the arena, the players on the ice did the only thing they could. They scrambled for the safety of their locker room.
Olin Lawrence, he was one of the players out there. He talked about just pressing their bodies against the locker room door, trying to stay safe. And he said it was very scary, we were very nervous, it was a lot of shots. You can just feel the terror in those words.
And then you have the parents' perspective, which is a whole different kind of terror. Melissa Dunn, a hockey mom, described that immediate gut-wrenching thought: where's my kid? She actually ran back into the arena to find her son, and that's when she saw the horrifying sight of first responders doing CPR on someone right there in the stands. Just absolutely disturbing.
So once the police had the scene under control, everyone was looking to them for answers. Here's what they shared with the public in that official response. Pawtucket's police chief Tina Goncalves identified the shooter as Robert Dorgan. She confirmed he was found dead at the scene from what looked like a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and she noted he had come to the game to watch a family member play.
The chief really hammered home a few key points. Again, that this was a targeted incident, likely stemming from that family dispute. But she also praised the incredible bravery of a Good Samaritan who stepped in, an act that she said probably brought a swift end to the violence. And just to show you how serious this was, federal agents from both the ATF and the FBI were called in to help.
In the aftermath of something this violent, the focus always shifts to the community. And for them, the long process of grieving and trying to heal, that's just beginning.
The mayor of Pawtucket, Donald Grabian, really captured the city's mood. He talked about how strong the community is, but he said it plainly. Tonight we are a city in mourning, and he promised that they would all stand together to support everyone who was impacted.
And that promise wasn't just words. Officials moved fast to get real, tangible support systems in place. They urged anyone who was affected to call 211 for counseling or to call or text the 988 mental health line. They even set up a physical location at the Blackstone Valley Visitor Center so families and witnesses could get in-person grief counseling.
So as that initial shock starts to fade, the people of Pawtucket are facing a really long and difficult road. And it leaves all of us with a pretty profound question. When a community is faced with this kind of sudden, violent loss, what does it truly take to heal?